Recording started.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. This is Miss Xochi from Creating Angelic Experiences, and I am so excited to be here. There is a lot of amazing energy going around. We had, was it Mercury come out of retrograde? No, wait, Mars or Mercury? Mars just came out of being, and just energy. We're the moon is in. We're now in Gemini as of being on this call tonight. In the next 25 minutes, we're changing the sun, and it's going to be in Gemini. So happy birthday, Geminis! For all of you Taurus, my fellow Taurian brothers and sisters. We rode as much as we could, and we're going to celebrate again next year, same place, same time. All right, and for you Gemini birthdays, happy birthday. I hope you plan some amazing activities for yourselves, and you are here. I should probably say we're reading Angelic Experience. And I just came back. I was talking to before the one, and I just came back from a run/walk on the beach, and that's why I love living by the beach, because it's just to have an hour. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna run, and I got to see the sun going down and the reflection in the water and the waves, and it was just life-altering. It really, really was. Today we're going to be talking about, what are we talking about? Protection. We're going to be talking about protection, and because I'm a woman and because I have worked with many men in my life, I all of a sudden got in my head, we're not talking about protection and sex. We're talking about protection for yourself as far as energetically, and how to be in a state of gratitude, but feel protected. Angels by your guides and their side. Join us on Facebook. I love that, to hear feedback, comments, and the Facebook page is facebook.com/MS Xochi, MS for Mary Sam, XOCHI page, Miss Xochi page. I almost forgot for a second. All right, took me a so if you like the video, it means please like, subscribe, and tell me more. Tell me more. You can sign up on Angelic Experiences. All right. So today's section. There's a lot of stuff the angels want me to talk about, and one of the things is change. So before I start talking about change, I want to start talking about protection and really accepting to be protected, knowing and trusting that we have angels all around us, knowing and trusting that you're in one word away, one breath away. Angels, they're always want more angels. If you ever want more protection, you're more than welcome to call on them at any time, in amazing ways. All right. The first thing I want to talk to you about is Michael. Archangel, for those of you who were on the call last or a couple weeks ago when I talked about angels, he is the overseer archangel that deals with protection. God, Lord God, it's like He who is like the Creator, like the Divine, like Yahweh, like Buddha. He who is like God. I feel like Buddha is an ascended master, but if that's who you call your God, then that's awesome. So He who is like God. Remember, angels are non-denominational. They don't tie to one religion or the other. If you're Catholic, then you don't have them, or if you're Protestant, you don't have them. If you're Buddhist or you practice Taoism or whatever, angels love you. You all have them, and it's all good. So Archangel Michael, I'm going to take a drink of my water because I'm a little parched. All right, Archangel Michael is, like I mentioned, he's an overseer, and what he does is he protects us. So I'll give you some examples, and then I'll tell you a little bit, and then I'll give you some examples. So for instance, I like to call him my personal bodyguard. If I'm ever feeling unsafe, if I'm ever feeling like I need more protection, if I ever want pretty much to be protected, then I call on Archangel Michael. And that could be energetically. You know those times when you let it from somewhere, and or a feeling that you just gives you chills. Well, that kind that you want protection. It could be an entity passing by that just happened to cruise by your energy and your aura, and you might feel that, and you might feel a little scared, and you want to call on Archangel Michael right away. Archangel Michael, all you need is a bodyguard. And I'm going to a parking lot that and it doesn't mean that I have to be following me or see anyone. Please be. I want two bodyguards. I call on Archangel Michael to duplicate himself. I'm like, clone yourself as many times to my right and to my left, all around me, so that even though I don't have to see you with my physical eye, I want others who might So, back to what I was saying. Bodyguard, you want to be protected. Oh, I don't even know. Go today. What's going on here? Okay, good. So, you want to call on the bodyguard for Archangel Michael to be your bodyguard. I want other angels next to me, even though if I can't see them with the physical eye. It's happened many, many times before. This is really there's been physical evidence of this happening. So don't feel or think, pardon me, don't think that this can't be true for you. I'm drinking more water for those of you on the call. I mentioned that I just came back and I'm a little dehydrated, so I'm just making sure to take some water. Alkaline water, which I love. Tastes delicious. All right, and that I'm not safe, whether energetically or physically, I automatically do my protection prayer, which of the white light of the Holy Spirit. Say, God, protect me with the white light of the Holy Spirit. And I imagine myself in my white bubble that I'm carrying in and or surrounding me, or that's surrounding me. Let it be released now and into the white light of the Holy Spirit. And I ask it to around me that's not nice, that just doesn't have from the white light of the Holy Spirit, for me to be just protected with the white light of the Holy Spirit. It's like I call my entourage of on the other side, my angels. I call on them to keep it all good and safe and energetically as well. There are spirits that come visit if you allow that, or if you don't sage often, or if you don't invoke your Holy Spirit or protect your home with the white light of the Holy Spirit. There are spirits that might come to visit that don't sometimes mean harm, but they're not respecting your boundaries as well, for whatever reason the case may be. So it's good to just call and protect your space, yourself and your space, whether your car, whether you're at your office, or whether you're at home, making sure that you are protecting yourself with the white light of the Holy Spirit. So those are 3 ways. Archangel Michael, invoking yourself with the white light of the Holy Spirit, and definitely that's for energetically and for physical protection as well. What's another way that you can protect yourself? So when a friend that is going through a really hard time, or a loved one really going through a challenge in his or her life, and you visit with them, or they visit with you, and they start telling you their story about how so-and-so at work is just not minding their business, or how relationship problems and they're just not happy, or how whatever the case may be, whatever situation that, maybe it's the health, maybe it's relationship, maybe it's money, whatever. Maybe they're just always complaining, and that's just how they like to live their lives. Yes. There's no way. So, I don't know what I just did, but now, big now. Yay. Okay. All right. So what else what else are we talking about? We have, okay. Oh, yes. Okay. So they come over and you're talking to them, and this person you feel really, really, really good, and then once you talk to them, and they're pity party of one, because you don't want to join that party, right? Then what ends up happening is after they leave, or after you get off the phone with them, you really start to feel icky. If they were upset they were sad and just melancholy, then you begin to feel depressed or just icky and blue. It just feels there's many things, many emotions that we can attach on. So we have a chords that we tie to each other. So what are miracle chords to each other? So me talking to you, you talking to the person at the supermarket, or to that person you spoke with at a restaurant, the waiter, waitress, or at a bar, or whoever you've had interactions with. What ends up happening is you have a connection with them, and that connection energetically, it's like a cord from them to you, from you to them. And so what ends up happening is that when they come and talk to you, then all their icky energy, and that just sucks, right? And that's just sucky. You don't want that. So what can we do to change that? Well, that's another way to invoke protection. Another way to invoke protection is to cut the cords. So anytime you have interactions with someone and you're just not sure why you're starting to feel why you're starting to feel their emotions, it's because of that. It's because they gave you all their ickiness and you took it on because we weren't protecting ourselves. So what are some other ways besides cutting the cord? After you're done, you can say, I love you, but I'm cutting the cord. You can do it in front of them, you can do it away from them, but make sure you're telling them if you're doing it in front of them what you're doing. Just say, well, I just want to cut the energy cord so that, you know, neither one of us gets tied to this yucky energy, because they let it go and then we took it on. So we don't want that. So during a conversation, though, whether you're over the phone or whether you're in person or over the phone, what you can do, some of the techniques that I use are, if I'm on the, if we're in person, then I cross my arms and I kind of cross my feet and I turn at an angle so I'm not facing them, him or her, directly. And that kind of shifts the body a little bit so that it's not coming at you full force, all this yucky energy, okay? That's one thing that you do. So you can make sure that you just shift your energy and turn and cross your arms and just kind of rest them on your lap, or you can kind of just cross your arms in a different way if you have your hands on a table. If you're talking to them over the phone, I'll receive the energy, meaning with my left hand, I will hold the phone, but with my right hand, I'm sending them energy. I'm kind of just putting my palm out. My right hand is the hand I write with. So whatever hand you write with is the hand that you give energy. And the one that you receive energy is your non-dominant hand. If you're ambidextrous, then you have to find out what that would be for you. What do you feel is more prominent to give than to receive? When you shake a hand, what hand do you use if you're ambidextrous? Do you use your left or do you right? And whatever hand you use, then that's probably the hand that gives energy. All right, more water. Okay, water break. All right, so what else? Okay, so we talked about energetically, we talked about physically, we talked about what to do when you're with someone over the phone. We talked about, oh, and also when you're on the phone with this person, you can just imagine that through that hand that you're giving energy, that it's kind of like a white light. It's just a white light, so it transmutes any negative energy to you, to them, and it just kind of goes back up into the white light of the Holy Spirit, and that the angels can come and just take away. And then you can, when you're done with that conversation with that person, just say, I love you, but I'm cutting the cord. And I literally do a hand karate chop in front of me to, like, cut it. Cut that cord. Get out of here. Right? All right. Let's see. I think those are so those are the 4 different ways: over the phone, in person, energetically, physically, and also with Archangel Michael, calling on him to be your bodyguard and to help protect you. And I was talking about change, how it's not always easy for someone to change. And I want to just touch very briefly on that. We only have about a few more minutes before I take some calls. And it looks like if you do have a call, a question tonight, go ahead and push 5* on your phone. Yes, 5* on your phone. And that will let me know that you have a question. So for those of you watching the video, I found this beautiful flower that I'm going to put in my hair right now on my way back from the beach. And it's my favorite color, right? Pink. What other color would it be? And I want everyone to see it because it's just so beautiful. And I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on with me, and I'm talking about the change. So change is inevitable. If one thing is consistent about change, is that it's going to come, right? Can we agree on that? Yes or yes? Raise your hand if you think yes. All right, good. Just want to make sure you're paying attention. The flower is not staying, but I have a bobby pin here, so I'll make it work. And change for me has been an interesting in my life. Let's just say it's been interesting in my life because I've had so much change in my life. Started out in a different state, moved before I was 10 to 2 different, into a different country, and then came back to this country, and then after that, parents divorced, and back and forth, and change here and change there, and different lifestyle changes, and then fire changes. So I've definitely had major changes in my life that have helped me be who I am today, but it's not always been initiated by me, right? And I think I think that's where the hardship lies. When we don't initiate the change, how can that affect us, right? And so it's very important for all of us to embrace the new, embrace the change, embrace that, you know what, you're not exactly where you were 2 years ago, 5 years ago, a year ago, maybe 6 months ago, 10 years ago. I was listening to this audio program that I purchased because I just love to learn, and I'm constantly looking for more education and programs, and it's just funny about me. That's what I love. I'm such a nerd that way, but it's all good. And I was listening to this audio, and she was talking about, one part of the program talks about changing your wardrobe and how to go about doing it. And I actually have a fashion stylist, so a lot of my outfits, thank you, my awesome fashion stylist, for all the help that I have, because I would not be the fashionista I am without her. She's just amazing, and she helps me really, really shine. I did have some help from different people, but she's the one who helps me put my outfits together, and helps me color coordinate, and really helps me shine. And I was listening back to this, as I was saying, this program, audio program, and she was talking about how to do it and how to go through your closet and figure out what works for you and what doesn't. she made a very, very good point that I want to share with you this evening. She talks about how when you're 5 years old, you don't wear the same clothes you did when you were a baby, right? Well, obviously, number one, you don't fit. The same clothes don't fit because you're not a baby anymore. You're not wearing diapers. You're wearing underwear at that point. Hopefully, maybe some wet nights, but, you know, it's okay. You're still 5 years old having accidents. It's okay, I think. I don't know. I don't have kids, so don't judge me on that. Don't hold me on that. And you're not going to wear the same clothes, right? When you're a baby, for instance, if you think about all the baby stuff that kids like, babies like, what is that? Some kind of cartoons. They started out with like Baby Einstein, right? Like just little itty bitty like figures because they need to focus their eyes. Their shapes need to be bigger, and their colors need to be brighter. And then when they start getting, you know, growing into becoming I think next is a toddler. Forgive me again, I don't have children yet. And what ends up happening is then they don't like the baby stuff, right? When they start talking, they're like, and they maybe have a baby brother or a baby sister now. They're like, I'm a big brother, I'm a big sister, right? And they start to have on some more responsibility. They don't like the baby stuff. They're like, I'm not a baby. I don't want a bottle. Or maybe they do, but they don't like the same things. And they get into bigger stuff, like Sesame Street, and then they get into like the superheroes, and then, you know, you get into like the boys might like, I don't know, what do they like right now? I have no idea what boys like right now. Oh, like Legos. The Lego movie just came out, right? So Lego, well, that's kind of gender. I mean, I know men that I think still like still like Legos. Those are like, those have no age. But you can't give the smaller Legos to the babies. You got to give them bigger piece Legos. The smaller they are, the bigger piece of Lego they have, right? And then the older they get, they can play with those little itty bitty tiny pieces that are like, you know, a centimeter by a centimeter big. And that's because they're evolving. So that's the same concept with us, with change. Just because, you know, I fit in my clothes from 2 years ago, even, yeah, when I was in high school, I'm not going to wear the same clothes I wore in high school that I wear today. I mean, I'm just not. I'm trying to think if I even have any. There's one thing that I do have from high school, and it's my senior sweater, which is, you know, ultimate. I'm not giving that away because it has my name on it, and it has my class colors, and I wear it to my alumni tee every year, and I get to sport it, and it says, you know, class of, and I'm not telling you the year, but I get to, that's one thing that I have from high school. I mean, it's very rare to keep that stuff, and it's not like I wear it out every day anymore, right? I'm not going to wear that out. It's because I have a particular place that I wear that to. If I go to prom, I did wear that prom dress like 4 or 5 times, but I'm not going to wear it anymore, you know? So where in your life, change-wise, are you not evolving? Are you not evolving? Because change is going to come. Change is inevitable. And so what can we do to make the process a lot smoother, to alleviate the hardships, to alleviate the pain, to alleviate the obstacle? Instead of making the obstacle, you know, up into your forehead high, make it just into your, you know, your mid-torso, or make it just as low as under your hips. You know, make it comfortable for you. This is your life. And how can you make it easier? Why do we make life so difficult sometimes? You know, we want this and we want that and we want that, and then we don't change because we don't like where we are, because we want more than where we are right now, right? Yes or yes? Maybe, maybe not. If you like where you are right now and you're super happy, awesome. If you want more out of your life, and you want more money, or if you want a better relationship, or if you want a relationship, or if you want to be healthier, you know, raise your hand. Okay, and now say to yourself, I can be more, whatever it is, I can have more money, I can be more awesome. I can have that amazing relationship, right? And then give yourself a high five and be like, I can, I'll rock it, oh yeah, woohoo. All right? That's what you got to do. You got to give yourself a little motivation, first of all, and know that change can be easy. Change can be smoother than anticipated. And as you know, if you've listened to my calls before or my videos, if you've seen me before talk about this, I always, always, always ask for smooth transitions. Always ask for smooth transitions, no matter what. I am constantly, when I purchased my car recently, I didn't know what to do because my old car was just, oh, my baby, she was ready to retire, and I didn't want to give her up. It was me. I was holding on. I was holding on to my car, and I was attached. I mean, I had her for, well over a decade, and she lasted way more than some relationships that I've had. And, how can I not be attached? I've done road trips and left and right. I took her to Colorado, I think, at least twice. And it was hard. It was very difficult to say, I love you, but I have to let you go. Because you're tired, because because I deserved better as well. Even though I knew I wanted more and I deserved better, I was still like, but I want my car, but I really, really want that. And so what ended up happening was I always asked, right, for smooth transitions. I've been asking for smooth transitions for, I don't know, years now, maybe at least 2 years. And I kept taking my car. It kept getting shorter, the time span that I had to take her to the mechanic. And the point where it got to 2 times in less than 7 days, or within that 7-day period, that's when I said, I'm done. It's time. It's really time. The very next, because with the second time it was Super Bowl Sunday this year, and I was stranded at the drive-in. Just kidding. I wasn't stranded at the drive-in. I was stranded at the party supply store because I was getting some stuff for my football party that I was having at my house, and people were ready to arrive, and I was stranded at the store, and I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And I had to get a tow truck and all that good stuff, but fixed it. It was affordable enough to fix, to ride it out until it was done. And of course I have an amazing mechanic. And what ended up happening was I got that was whatever Super Bowl was, that first week, I think, of February. Yeah, first Sunday, February 2nd, I believe. And February 28th, I got my car. And it was the smoothest, easiest process that I could have imagined. I went through my credit union, and they have people that help you buy your car and negotiate a price. Did you know that? Because I didn't know that. But when I found out, I was all over that. And I ended up getting the car. And they actually brought it to my house, and I didn't have to do anything. I test drove cars before I made my decision, of course, because you got to know what you want. But that's what I did. And it was just a smooth process. So just setting yourself up, even though you may not be ready for change at this moment, even though you may not be completely open to change at this moment, this is a time where you begin to set the foundation for that. When that change comes, you're ready. So begin to say, I have smooth transitions. My life is better than I can imagine. My life always turns out better than I can imagine. And anything that's not allowing that, remember, are pot and pock. We just say pot and pock, and that's for those of you that don't know what that is. That's access consciousness, hashtag. Oh, I'm still parched from my run at the beach. And that's what we do. So you want to set yourself up for an amazing life. And how do you do that? You know that change is going to come. So that is the most consistent thing I could tell you about change. And you want to invoke protection. You want to call on Archangel Michael. You want to use the tools that I gave you earlier on the call to help you protect yourself energetically, protect yourself physically when you're in front of someone or when you are over the phone with someone that you feel you need some protection with. And you want to or you want to just cut the cords when you're done with that conversation, so that you're fresh slate. You just kind of let all that go and doing your invocation of prayer with the white light of the Holy Spirit. And let's see if we have any callers with questions. 5 star on my little cheat sheet here. Let me see. Yep, 5 star is what you want to push. You have a question, and or if you're watching live on the Google, you want to check on the left side of your screen, put your mouse over it, scroll over it, and you'll see the little white and blue chat box, so that you can send me a little message and chat via the Google+. And also, what else? There was something else I was going to... Oh, yes, if you are looking for more support in your life, if you're having a really, really hard time, whether it's protection, whether it's prayer, whether it's anything really in your life. I love working with women who are ready to transform their relationships and get to that happy place, wherever that is for you. Whether it's relationships, most of the time it's relationships and or money, but that's my passion. I love working with you women. I love men too, don't get me wrong, but if you would like more support, please visit my website. Please submit an application at tinyurl.com/Miss Xochi apply. So that's tinyurl.com/Miss Xochi apply. And I'm going to go ahead and see if we have any questions. And I'm also going to pull a card for us this evening, just to kind of set the tone and see where everyone is right now. And I'm kind of feeling like everyone's really starting to enjoy the warmer weather. For those of you in Southern California, for those of you not, I'm sending you warm rays of sunshine. And what else? There was something else I was going to mention to you. Just to set that intention. See where we are. I feel like everyone's really relaxed and just taking everything in, and that's kind of how I'm feeling your energy. Everybody's just chilling and taking it all in. So let's take this card. Did you see that? It was just ready, popping out. Okay, I like this card. It's Archangel Metatron, and he says it's the Chariot, and this is a number card, which means it's part of the major arcana. I believe it's major or minor, the ones with the numbers. And this means that it's a life-altering card. And life-altering cards obviously mean that they are life-altering. And it says an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. So this has everything to do with what we talked about today. He's saying take a leap forward. And you've actually already taken a leap forward. And I'm also getting that there is 2 aspects. You're feeling a little bit of the positive and the negative energy when you're making decisions. So focus on, it's not so much a negative energy, it's more of a lesson. And you're looking at it as if it's a negative energy. Because it's not easy for us. It's not easy for you. And so looking at something negatively can create a negative challenge. It can create a negative manifestation, and we don't want that. We want everything that comes to us that isn't the way we expected or the way that we planned. We want it to be a lesson. We want it to learn a lesson that we learn well, so that we don't have to go through it again. Right? Yes or yes? If you want lessons that only come once and you don't have to go through them again, raise your hand and say yes. I didn't hear you. One more time. What was that? Okay, good. Just checking. Want to make sure you're listening. All right, awesome. So that is a card, and it doesn't look like we have any questions this evening. So I'm going to, and we're almost out of time anyway, so I'm going to recap again. Thank you, number one, for being on the call. Number two, the ways that we can protect ourselves is calling on Archangel Michael, invoking him for energetically to cut cords, and also protect us with and for us to be protected with the white light of the Holy Spirit. For him to call on us for us to call on him as if he was a bodyguard, calling them to physically be seen, if not by you, then by others, and also to cut cords. I see that, yeah, to cut cords, awesome. And change, embrace the change that's coming into your life, embrace it in any way, shape, or form, embrace all levels of change. If you start to feel discomfort, that's how you know that you're growing. I'm going to repeat that again. The moment that you begin to feel discomfort is the moment that you are growing. It's like when you're working out and they say when you start to feel it burn, that's because it's working. The same concept. Okay. Well, all right, everyone. I know I see callers on the line, but we don't have any questions. So I'm going to sign off early, give you a great evening off, and I will see you I'll see you tomorrow if you're on Angel Days. And remember that if opportunity doesn't knock, create a door, open it, and walk through it. This is Miss Xochi from Creating Angelic Experiences, and I will see you later. Toodaloo.